whether you have heard about the word Ikigai. And on one hand, I know that this word is becoming sort of popular worldwide. Maybe I'm not quite sure. Maybe limited, but started to become popular. And but of course, this should be limited to kind of a certain type group of people who are really keen on looking because it's kind of a new trend. It's not a new trend of this month, but like of a couple of years, but still it's a new thing. Like compared to sushi, it has a long history of a known Japanese word. So ikigai is of course a Japanese word, and like a zen has a longer history, and it doesn't necessarily come from Japan, but East Asian. It's kind of a embedded, kind of one of the foundation of East Asian culture, but particularly in Japan, we have a strong presence of Zen. And Ikigai is it's so natural for me or us. It's really just a word, just a concept that everybody understands in our culture, in my Japanese culture. So and it's yeah, so we don't kind of necessarily stop and think deep about that. And but yeah, we do think about that because it's so known that it's so important, but we don't deep dive into the meaning of the Ikigai. So maybe there are two layers if you have heard this for a first time or yes, just heard the word. So what does that mean, Ikigai? The concept itself maybe needs to be understood first, and then now you start understood the concept itself. Maybe you will think about what your Ikigai really is. So for our part, so the concept everybody understands in our Japanese language. So what we need to think about is our own Ikigai. And obviously, those who have Ikigai, of course, if you translate it to simply, it's the meaning of life or the reason you live. But I think it's much more deeper than that or broader than that. And those who have Ikigai tends to live longer. And I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of researches around this, but I can't point out this is one that proves this. But it's obviously that those who have Ikigai can live longer and can live longer with health. And the reason is, of course, I can explain this by the cognitive science or psychology approach. Like a lot of chemical in the brain will be generated when you have Ikigai, and it will help you have motivation, help you keep moving and working, exercising. So when you have older, of course, your moving capability will become lower, but still you can keep moving, and there are a lot of interaction with the people around you when you have Ikigai. So those kind of things will help you a lot. Like parents may think that the growth of their kids are Ikigai. And when they grow up and maybe go start working and they're no longer at home, maybe the dog will be the Ikigai, or the cat may be a Ikigai. That's how we use the word. And of course, if you play tennis and tennis is my Ikigai, or it's interesting, it's not applied to every word that kind of a hobby. Like yeah, some people may say traveling is the Ikigai, but the traveling does not like have a super matchability with that. So it's quite sensitive in terms of the using. But in any case, something that you are fond of and you feel energized, and it doesn't have to be really energized. It should be internally uh, moderately energized is of course okay. And when you feel the sense of life or living, or this kind of mixture could be the ikigai. So that could be represented in my system that's called goal vision in balance wheel. Balance when you draw the balance wheel, if you're not familiar with that, yeah, I have to explain that, but not now. You could go to the book, but the balance wheel is a very simple system that help you describe your goal or dream or whatever you're aiming for. And that is always about the future. People don't draw the balance wheel about the past. And that will explain your comfort zone of the future. And that contains all the things that you want to be like or do in the future. And therefore, tho- those will be your ikigai because you want to do them, or be like that, which will be your source of energy of living or meaning of the living. So I have the concept that will support the approach ikigai. It's not like ikigai centric, but ikigai taking that seriously ikigai approach, and the balance wheel play a huge role. And if you're not familiar with the balance wheel, I just say that there are one, two, three, four lines, and you have eight separate areas that you can put your interest or the topic, and then you try to write the goal for each aspect. Like some people may start with the work, but maybe you have family or health or friendship, and of course, something you want to learn and contribution, and these all will be supported by the health or those kind of things. Of course, we can't forget the finance, but these things will help you shape your life because when you draw it, it means that you have a goal or something that you want to achieve, and it's the same time, it means in Japanese sense that you have an ikigai to live. Okay, I have to follow up about this, and yeah, I think I can be better and better about explaining how ikigai is important, also how it really kind of is aligned with the goal vision approach. Thank you for listening and watching, and look forward to speaking with you again. Bye bye.